everybody in YouTube land. It is me, Tom. I'm in Maryland. Oh my God, my trip so far has been great. It's awesome. I haven't had really any issues, even with traffic. Traffic has been minor. Where was I at? I was in a town. I went through a side town and going into Florida. The GPS where I was going, you know, took me off route. Took me on a back route, I should say. And I got stuck in traffic. I don't even know what the hell was going on, but it was like maybe 20 minutes at the most that I was like at stop, standstill like. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, other than that, driving has been perfect. Sleeping has been okay, except for last night. The reason I escaped Virginia Beach. So yeah, I left Florida. I went into Virginia Beach yesterday, and I went to Williamsburg, the historical town, Williamsburg, whatever it is. I went there first, and then I went to Virginia Beach, and you know, I think I read it's like 3 miles long, so it's almost as long as the Wildwood Boardwalk in New Jersey. The only difference is it's not a boardwalk, even though they call it a boardwalk. It's all concrete slab, which is fine. And the ocean is like nothing to see but the ocean. And on this so-called boardwalk is hotels all the way up and down. There's like no stores, no shopping on the boardwalk. You have to go onto the main street right before the boardwalk, and that's where all your shops and stores and restaurants and your little amusement pier. It looks like a little carnival setup, really. Yeah, got some rides, got some carnival games, and you know, for the kids, and that's really all that there is. And but it was nice. It was really nice. It's a lot to see, but it's a lot of walking if you want to shop. And so I did a few of the stores, and you know, I drove from one end of the boardwalk to the other end just to get an idea of what was there, and it was really the same shit. So anyway, while I was there, the overhead, there were, I think they were fire, what do you call them, flying jets roaring across the ocean. And I was like, oh wow, look at this, you know, like this is pretty cool. And you know, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, there's planes. I'm like, okay, non-stop, you know, and the noise is like a rumbling noise because they're so low. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm thinking, I don't know, they must have had an air show or something today, and not knowing. So like last night around 9 o'clock, I decided, okay, I gotta go to the Cracker Barrel to sleep, and that's 10 minutes off the island in a mall area. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna drive out there. So I went ahead and I did that, and I go ahead and I park, and I hear the jets still, and I'm like, I look up, and I'm, you know, it's like every time I turn around, it's like another jet, and it's like, it's so loud, it's vibrating my car. And I was like, there's no way I'm sleeping here. So I get back on to find another place to sleep. And granted, my first thought was to sleep on the island on a side street in front of somebody's house. That's what I was gonna do. But the noise from the planes was so loud, I was like, no, that's why I went to Cracker Barrel. So as I get on the map and I look, I realize right behind me is the airport. I'm like, what? There's just no way. And I'm like, so there's no other place, you know, on I Overlander that I use, you know, or whatever, or RV camper or whatever it is. There's no other place to park for free, you know, other than the Cracker Barrel. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like it's 9 o'clock. So I Googled other places off the island. So I had to, and then it started. It was beautiful too, because it got really cool and chilly. Well, not chilly, but very windy, and the clouds had set in, so I knew it was going to rain. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be perfect sleeping weather. I'm like, well, maybe I could sleep through if it does rain. And I'm like, no, that is way too loud. I'm not going to be able to sleep here, so I have to leave. So I'm going to go to my next destination, Ocean City, Maryland. So I'm going to set the GPS for that, and I'll find a place to sleep that, you know, in that direction. So I went ahead and I looked, and finally I saw right in Maryland, Walmart. I could park at Walmart's parking lot. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to go to Walmart and I'll stay there overnight, and then I'll drive into Ocean City in the morning when I'm doing. So that's where I'm at. I'm now driving from Walmart into Ocean City. So as soon as I started to drive off out of Virginia Beach, it started pouring. And I had to go through, I think it was like 2 tunnels and bridges across the water to get to the other side of Virginia from the beach area. And I couldn't even see the road. It was so bad. But it was like, I had no choice. I had to go. So I drove and I drove and I drove and I drove, and I finally got into Maryland, and it stopped raining. But it was still cool. Last night was still cool. It was really nice. So I got a good night's sleep again in Walmart's parking lot. And I just woke up, and I got my ice for my core, because ice is not lasting in the damn core. So, you know, with the heat and all and shit. So now I'm on my way. But for anybody ever thinking about going to Virginia Beach, or maybe you've already been there and you already know this, you know, it's a nice beach. It is a nice beach. And there was entertainment on the boardwalk last night. 2 sections have a staging area, and they had bands set up playing. And then in the middle of the sections, there was a guy singing, playing the guitar. So yeah, they had entertainment at night. I don't know if they do it every night, but last night they had it at the pavilions, one on each end of the boardwalk. And so that was pretty neat. But yeah, I wouldn't go back there. There's really nothing for me there, but you know, somebody else might like it. But just in case, you know, just so you know, like, if you're in a camper or, you know, your car and you're driving there, be prepared that airplane noise is loud, and it kind of like shook the car too. It was like, whoa, like vibrating, and I was like, there's no way I'm sleeping here. So around 9 o'clock last night, I had to escape Virginia Beach and drive 3 miles. Well, now I'm 2 miles, I'm sorry, because it's 3 miles to Ocean City. I had to drive 2 miles just to get away from that noise. But I'm glad I did. It was totally worth it. And I didn't waste any time doing anything. The only problem was, I really wanted to explore more of Virginia Beach, you know, as far as in town today. But I had to leave. I don't regret it. So I think I'm going to stop at Ocean City, Maryland. I've been there. I was there last year, so I already know what to expect. And then I'm going to hit Rehoboth Beach. Then I still have to Google to see how much the ferry is to get over to Cape May, New Jersey, because I want to go to Cape May, New Jersey, before driving through New Jersey to get Gizzy at my mom's house in order to go home back to Philadelphia. So yeah, this has been one trip to never forget. All right. With that being said, I'm going to get off of here. Oh, real quick, my fans. Remember my fans I bought? Yeah. Well, the one I was bitching about, I think my last video, or maybe even on Facebook, I was bitching about, you know, it doesn't last all night long, and I thought it was the heat. Here, one of the fans does not properly work. One fan on high will last me 9 hours at night on high, and there's still 1 bar left. I think there's 4 bars. There's 1 bar left on it, and I have to charge it up. So that's perfect. And if I used the medium setting, it would last probably 2 nights. But I used it that. But the other fan that I was using and I was complaining about, I had it on medium, and I would wake up within 7 hours, it'd be dead. So when I go home, I have to exchange that one because there's no way I'm keeping it. But yeah, the fan works great. Other than that, you know, the one I got, I had it on high last night, and it lasted all night long, and I still had a bar left over. That's perfect for me. That's all I need just to get through the night. So with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. Everybody have a great day and the rest of your week. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah. All right. Bye for now.